Hey everybody, welcome to episode 5. This is the second time I've had to do this because my camera's being funny again, so bear with me. Couple more Wrestlemania thoughts, couple more thoughts heading into Elimination Chamber, which ultimately takes us to Wrestlemania. I don't know about other people in other countries and what they have as far as broadcasting out there. Here in Canada, WWE programming is shown on The Score, which is our sports channel here. And right after wrestling, there's actually a show called Right After Wrestling, and there's also a radio show called Right After Wrestling. The radio show is hosted by a guy named Ardo Cal, who pretty well knows what he's talking about, and former WWE referee Jimmy Korderas. So, you know, you got some decent people that know what they're talking about there. But Jimmy Korderas this week on Right After Wrestling suggested this match for WrestleMania. Now, Dashing Cody Rhodes is out with an injury because Rey Mysterio blasted him in the face with the metal knee brace, and now the Dashing one is all pissed off that he's not dashing anymore. And Jimmy Korderas thought that it would be a great idea to have him come back with a mask on, a la CM Punk a couple months ago, and have a mask versus mask match at WrestleMania. Do I think it'll happen? No. Do I think it's a good idea? Not particularly, because the mask versus mask thing cliche has been really done to death. And quite frankly, I'm pretty sure Rey Mysterio can find somebody better to face at WrestleMania than Cody Rhodes. We could do without Cody Rhodes. Yes, we could. Oh, yes. Jimmy Korderas and Ardo Cal, on the other hand, suggested that Diesel, because WWE has scooped up Diesel, Sting, and Booker T from TNA, which is awesome, have suggested that Diesel should challenge the Undertaker and put an end to all the, oh my god, who's Undertaker going to face at WrestleMania, and mock up some kind of storyline like he's pissed off at the Undertaker for making Shawn Michaels retire last year. And so they go and they have a brawl, and that brings up the possibility of Shawn Michaels being the ref. Could it be good? Yes. Do I think it will happen? Probably not. Would I watch it if it did happen? Yes. But there's a whole lot of other options for Undertaker, and Kevin Nash is, let's face it, getting up there. Booker T is back in WWE. Unfortunately, he's here as a commentator on SmackDown. I accidentally read a spoiler that told me that midweek before we got to tonight and to SmackDown and whatever. And I figured, okay, if they're bringing in Booker T as the third person on the table, they'll get rid of Michael Cole. They did not get rid of Michael Cole because WWE doesn't do smart things like that. They got rid of Matt Striker, who's actually intelligent and adds some good content to the table when Michael Cole's not there. So we now have Michael Cole, Booker T, and Josh Matthews being the only reputable one at the table, because Booker T is not that great a commentator. Now, what's next? 2/21/11. I said in my last video that these commercials are coming up for 2/21/11, and everybody was saying it was Sting, and I was thinking, oh man, who's it going to be, and it's becoming oh so much more obvious that it is going to be Sting. Sting, Taker, WrestleMania. I want to see it, and if Sting's coming to the WWE, then it's going to happen, I'm pretty sure. Now, so you've got Diesel that can face Undertaker, you've got Sting that can face Undertaker. Does anybody really care about the possibility that Taker is going to face somebody from MMA, or that Brock Lesnar might come back? No, don't do it. Same as Mayweather, same as the sumo wrestler that fought Big Show a couple years ago, same as Tyson and Austin. Just don't do it. Leave wrestlers to wrestling and leave everybody else out of it, because MMA is gay. Anyway. Cole versus Lawler. It's becoming more and more obvious that something is going to happen between the two of them at Mania. I'm pretty sure Michael Cole's going to cost Lawler the WWE title at Elimination Chamber. I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense. I mean, they can't realistically put the belt on Lawler, because, yeah, just don't do it. But they have to come up with a good reason why he doesn't win also. So I'm pretty much convinced that Cole is going to cost Lawler the title at Mania and help his buddy Miz win. Now, from this, I see one of two things happening. I see Cole and Lawler having a match, which would be kind of lame, but at WrestleMania, there's 4 hours to fill. That would be about maybe 10 minutes of it. At Mania, I wouldn't mind it happening. The other thing that could happen is you could have Cole in Miz's corner and Lawler in Cena's corner for the WWE title match. which would be lame. Which would take us back to 10 years ago or so, WrestleMania, when it was a fatal 4-way match for the WWE title, and there was a McMahon in every corner. Shane was in somebody's corner, Vince was in somebody's corner, Linda was in somebody's corner, Stephanie was in somebody's corner, and it became more about that than about the title, which I really, really don't want to see. So I hope Cole and Lawler have like a 2-minute match, and Lawler just lays them out and whatever. Now, the question becomes this. If Cole and Lawler have a match, who's going to be the commentating on it? Because it's a Raw match. Are you going to get the SmackDown guys to commentate it? If Cole and Lawler are in their respective corners for the Miz-Cena match, the same question still stands. Are the SmackDown commentators going to commentate the Raw title match? I don't know. I mean, right now as it stands, I'd love to see, like, Josh Matthews and The King and Matt Striker commentate for WrestleMania, because Booker T, I mean, tonight was his first night. I'll give him that. He has until next Friday to impress me. Michael Cole just needs to go away. There are rumors, obviously, circulating that eventually he's going to become somebody's manager. If that's what he's going to do, go do it. But the obnoxious bit at the commentator table is getting old, to the point where it's taking away from the weekly shows, let alone the pay-per-views. And that's all there is. Now, SmackDown tonight, we found out that there was going to be the SmackDown... Well, we knew there was going to be a SmackDown Elimination Chamber. We just didn't know what the circumstances were going to be. Raw has a title match, and then an Elimination Chamber for the number 1 contendership. We already know who the number 1 contender at Mania is for the belt, so we have an Elimination Chamber match for the title this month. And who do we have? We have Edge, Ziggler, Rey Mysterio, Drew McIntyre, Wade Barrett, and Kane. Yes, Kane is still around. Now, 2 people could win this. Edge could win it, or Rey could win it. That's it. I don't see Ziggler going to Mania with the belt. I don't see Drew McIntyre or Wade Barrett or Kane carrying the belt to Mania. I really, really don't. Edge is really, really getting dicked around on SmackDown. So, sometime between... Okay, I'll say it like this. If Edge loses the title before the Elimination Chamber, I will predict that he will get it back at the Elimination Chamber and defend it against Del Rio at Mania. If Edge still has the title at the Elimination Chamber, he could hold on to it and defend it against Del Rio at Mania, or I could see them putting it on Rey and highlighting the Rey Mysterio Alberto Del Rio match with a title match at WrestleMania. Ziggler isn't going to win. I swear to God, if Ziggler wins, I'm going to be not in a mood to be spoken to. Predict Ziggler, again, like I said about Morrison and R-Truth from Raw. I predict Ziggler's going to be one of the guys that gets tossed in the Money in the Bank match at Mania, if they have it. Drew McIntyre and Wade Barrett, I could see them developing something at the Elimination Chamber. Don't ask me why, but I would like to see a rivalry between Barrett and McIntyre. Now, would it necessarily last until WrestleMania? Maybe not, because they're new and there's not really any heat behind it, but it could be a good rivalry that could take us, past WrestleMania. I mean, with Drew McIntyre in the core and Ezekiel Jackson with a definite starting rivalry with the Big Show, I could see that going over at WrestleMania. Really, really big, like sort of a Hogan, Andre the Giant type of idea, but not nearly on the same scale. And Kane is in there for filler. He can go away. So, yeah. So far for the Elimination Chamber, Edge or Rey to win for the SmackDown Elimination Chamber. Cena's going to win the Raw Elimination Chamber. Miz is going to beat Lawler. Punk and Orton are going to destroy each other. Ziggler's going to be pissed off somewhere in the mix. R-Truth and Morrison are going to go and do their own thing. Hopefully R-Truth, Morrison, and Ziggler are the first 3 announced for the Money in the Bank. That's about it. Does anybody else find it a little curious that we announced Shawn Michaels going into the Hall of Fame like a month ago, and we haven't had any other inductees since? Are they going to fill an entire ballroom full of people to see one guy get inducted this year? I don't think so, but it's just striking me as odd. Anyways, it is Oh, it's an early night. It's only 20 to 2. Anyways, guys, subscribe up there, talk down there, let me know what you think. I will talk to you later. Bye.